Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a podcast and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from thousands of successful individuals from around the world. I'm your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm delighted to welcome an accomplished entrepreneur from Tel Aviv, Israel, Mr. Shachar Cohen. Shachar, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Shachar is the co-founder of Mindset, which is an IDC Club for personal empowerment. He's also the founder and CEO of Ponte Community. So, Shachar, before we start discussing about mindset and Ponte, tell me in brief your own journey.
Can you repeat once again? Sorry.
What is your own journey? What got
Sorry. What is my own journey? This is a very good question. As a little kid, I was very curious by everything. Let's call it this way. I had like 2 years of self-searching kind of quest that I asked myself, what is the best thing for me? What I like to do?
Yeah.
Then it was very obvious for me that I love people and I also love football, and we will discuss about it later.
Yeah.
But it's very important that you tune to yourself. This is
Mm.
the most important things.
Very interesting. And we'll talk about mindset, but what is IDC Club mean?
This is a very good question. I study entrepreneurship and business administration at the IDC.
Mhm.
This is a very good school, university in
Okay.
Israel.
Mhm.
During the study, we noticed the increasing tension among the students due to the exam period. So my friend and I just discussed between ourselves, how can we solve this problem? How can we help them to cope with pressure and everything? And then we started to establish fully voluntary this club. The focus to help students to cope with stress
Mhm.
and a lot of tension. And we're doing this by providing significant tools in NLP, yoga, mindfulness,
Mm.
and more.
Wonderful. And that is when you decided to start Mindset.
Correct.
Tell me about Mindset and what was your motivation to start it?
So, as an entrepreneur, I thought that I will face many challenges. Challenges, as you know, they affect about the person mindset. It was clear to me what I need to get strengths in order
Yeah.
to become a better entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And aside that, I'm very like to help other people. And this field always interested me. So it was a win-win situation.
Okay. And tell me a little more about the kind of challenges you faced while you were setting up your own venture.
This is a very good question. Regarding to mindset, as I told you earlier, I wasn't tuned to myself. I was a very curious kid that everything interested me, but I wasn't tuned to myself. I was too afraid to take a risk, to go for it big. And then after I listened to myself and asked myself truly what I would like to do, I started to go with it with my full power. And this was the challenge that the first one, it was the mindset. You have a good idea, you have like everybody else, but the moment that you decide to take the action, this is the game changer.
Very interesting. So you say that Mindset is an IDC club for personal empowerment. How do you
Yes.
define empowerment? Because this could mean different things to different people.
This is a very good question. As I see it, empowerment is the set of tools and abilities that help you deal with situation and challenges better next time that you face with them. It's true that everybody can define empowerment differently. We don't teach empowerment. We bring experts in different types of field that they share their knowledge and their abilities in order to teach, to empower the students. This is the empower for us.
And Shachar, for my viewers and listeners, can you tell me the areas of empowerment where you bring your experts?
Of course, we help the students in the field of yoga, NLP,
Mm,
mindfulness, meditation.
mm,
We provide practice tool. In during our weekly meeting, the students are receiving a homework. It's a daily exercise between 7 to 10 minutes that when you do your homework, you are adding yourself another set of skills to your toolbox, let's
mhm,
call it this way.
mm,
And by providing those tools and by you teach this,
mm,
we are helping you to cope with many challenge. Let's take, for example, if you are suffer for exam anxiety,
mm,
and by breathing right and by exercising right
mm,
during the weekend and also during the semester,
mm,
you can cope with it better next time that you deal with this one.
mm. And you also empower people. What are the areas you personally work in with your clients?
Once again, sorry.
What are the areas where you
Mhm.
empower people personally?
Mm, this is an interesting. Beside providing them those significant tools in the field of yoga, NLP, mindfulness, to
Mhm,
be very honest with you, when I go to the road, I don't have a clue regarding any of it. I
mhm,
understand the importantness of being well-being, and this is very curious me. So when my friend asked me and said, Shachar, let's establish a club that helps students
mhm,
to cope with stress and make them better. I say, okay, first of all, this is very interesting to me. Second, it's connect with people,
mhm,
and I go with it with my whole power.
mhm,
For me personally, I fascinated by yoga. It's very important to be tuned to yourself, and this is very important to me to become a better entrepreneur because I was able to look at the small details to
mhm,
understand where the problems are, to be more
mhm,
tuned to myself.
mhm. And is Mindset an online club or a physical club?
And we hope my day it will be also a offline club, but it's physical club. This is the very important things for us. When we are checking the students,
Mm,
we are expect they are will be present on the meeting because there is very important things by doing something
mm,
together
mm,
physically.
mm,
We established group of 30 students. We had 4 times higher demand. We
mm,
chose this amount of students in order to create intimacy.
mm,
When you do something intimacy, and of course, another emphasis that was very important to us is to select a student that will be a different as much as possible because we saw that studies have been shown that as long as you have let's call it differentiation, more differentiation
mhm,
between the individual. It's increase the creativity and expert thinking, and this stuff we wanted to do. I
mm,
can tell you that the beginning of the road wasn't easy. We bumped in a lot of bureaucracy.
mm,
Now the cycle class 5 is going to the road, and
mm,
also the academic institution want to take this program and built it in our own
mhm.
provider with financial resource.
Right.
In addition, we thought about expanding another program in other schools,
Mm,
and we also have some, let's call it like Netflix. We built a audio library
mm,
that has plenty of content of in our field that
mm,
everybody can, jump in, see live, and exercise yoga, NLP, mindfulness.
mm,
3,000 students daily reaching, so it's really nice, and it's also give us maybe kind of thoughts to uh to um to fund startup company in the field of well-being maybe
mm.
someday.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So, you said that you bring a group of 30 people together. Uh, Give me an example of the kind of discussions these 30 people have when they meet in your club.
Wow. Um, it starts of understanding who you really are.
Mm,
We ask very hard question.
mhm,
what you like to do, why you like to do what you do, how you become a better version of yourself. It's always the focus is on your self-development. And then we combine it with as much as diversion as possible in order that everybody can, match and think differently. This is the most important things in the club,
Right.
without fear.
Very, very interesting. Let me now come to, you speak about yoga, NLP, trilotherapy, breathing, and more for empowerment. Can you take each of these and tell me, for my viewers and listeners, some examples of how yoga is working, or NLP is working, or trilotherapy is working?
Yes, yes, for sure.
Mm,
As you know, yoga has plenty of version. You
mm.
have a lot of types of yoga.
Correct, correct.
When we choose to practice with our students, our our first thought, we are students, we are
Mm,
sitting most of the day, if
mm.
not, during the study, then in the office.
Yeah.
So we focus an office yoga workshop. We
Yeah.
are always matched between the official workshop
Mm,
to our audience. As and I can say one thing further, that we have been looking deeply during the semester.
mm,
You can see where the students began and where he finished the line. Um, this is an amazing process,
mm.
and you know that every person has his own individual, let's call it challenges. We are
Correct.
all humans. We are all have different challenges, and we
Absolutely.
are providing different tools in order that you could take them. You will, of course, we combine it with a practice set of tools.
Mm,
That this is very important, and we like gear you on, and then you have the set of skills and knowledge to deal in any case, in any challenge you will face.
mm.
And this is a very good question. I can tell you a example on my own, but
Please.
it is very different between the individuals.
Interesting. And what is trilotherapy?
Trilotherapy, the term itself, it's more connected between the mind and the breathing, the combination.
Mhm.
I need to be very honest with you. I don't expert in this field.
Okay.
I'm just like
Fair
the
enough.
student.
Fair
I
enough.
take those set of skills
Yeah.
and empowerment them.
Very, very good. Thank you.
Thank
Uh,
you.
so my next question comes to the next part that you're passionate about, which is the Ponte community.
Ponte, yes.
Tell me about Ponte community and what are you doing here?
This is a true love story. Ponte, in fluent translation, it's mean bridge in Italian. So
Hmm.
we are Ponte. It's mean bridge. We are innovative, young, bold, fashion,
Hmm.
colorful, and uniform brand.
Hmm.
That we are seeing our product as a bridge that connects between culture, people, and everybody.
Hmm.
To be precise.
Hmm.
Our product is very simple. We are making a solution in textile industry. We
Hmm.
are specializing on kafia manufacturing and
Hmm.
rebranding. Kafia, also in Arabic, it's known as khata or shimag, is the traditional worn by the men,
Hmm.
if you know familiar with this one,
Yeah.
and it stood for the desert.
Hmm.
It's protection from the sun and sand and
Yeah.
stuff.
Hmm.
And we are using the first time that FIFA World Cup will take place in the Middle East in
Yeah.
Qatar to launch our product.
Hmm.
We are very excited to present the new hit, the Vuvuzela of 2022.
Hmm.
Ponte in the team of your teams. We can adjust you this product in any scenario you want. You can add picture, sentence, everything.
Hmm.
And the whole idea is become part of the love. It's born from the true love to football, to the game, and the
Hmm.
desire to bring hearts closer. This is the venture itself.
So again, Shahar, I'm not understood very clearly. Is this a platform to share photographs with community members?
No, this is a good question.
Mm.
The product is very simple. The FIFA World Cup will take place in Qatar
Yeah,
in the end of the next month.
yeah.
This is the first tournament that will take place in the Middle East.
Mm.
And we thought to take one of the Middle East most identifying issue that
Mm.
this is the kafia, and to rebranding it by the different colors of the different teams that qualify to the
Mhm.
tournament
Yeah.
in order to bring people closer. It's also you can of course, we have two different axes. The first one, you can purchase the product in the net. Of course, we have plenty of suppliers. In a minute, I will tell you how we met those guys.
Mm.
And you have the ability to customize the product as you wish. You can add photo, sentence, both of them. You can use our design. You can design from scratch.
Mm.
And the most important things, we met a great company named Kornit. Kornit specialize on print on demand, on garment on demand.
Mhm.
And they met us and introduced us some of our clients. So we are kind of creating a worldwide net. I
Mm.
have manufacture in Europe, in the US, in
Mm.
Brazil, in Australia, South Korea, Japan. And then when our marketing campaign, catch a person, and then you go through to the website,
Mhm.
we know how to allocate the order due to the address. And
Mhm.
we do two important things. One, for me as an entrepreneur, I don't take risk. And young entrepreneur, I don't have vast experience, and of course,
Right.
I don't have, plenty of finance.
Mhm.
And while you are manufacture, let's say, million units, and then you ship it, and of course, you can start with the inventory and everything. You don't know
Right.
how much you will sell.
Mm.
This operation allowed me to earn, to profit from day zero,
Mm.
because when a consumer enter to my web and then he purchase, and then the order allocate to the fit manufacturer,
Mm.
I
Mm.
don't have any risk. This is
Mm.
the first reason. The second reason, beside the customization and the ability that I'm giving you as
Mm.
a user, the adding value, I'm
Mm.
maintaining on a green environment, susceptitional, and also this is very important due to the climate this day. So
Mm.
we are providing also a value and also production per demand in both fields.
Mm.
And the other A6, of course, is the mass production,
Mm.
official franchisee. This is another aspect. For the mass production, I have manufacture in India, in Turkey. So as you can see, this is literally a worldwide global project.
Fascinating. Fascinating. And do you see this going beyond football and sharing, etc., to multiple products, or do you see this as an e-commerce platform?
This is a good question. When I look inward and I ask myself what interested me, I realize that I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be doing this part. At the beginning of the road, I thought about it just as a football, but it's more. You can do it as a souvenir, as a gift, but I will tell you a little secret. This
Mm.
is, the sub-target. The money is not interested
Right.
for me. Let's call it this way. I see it as more as opportunity to be a bridge that connects between people, between cultures,
Mm.
between region.
Mm.
And in order that this could create interesting opportunities
Mm.
in I think that this is the whole purpose of the venture. It starts today. It starts with Ponte, with
Mm.
creating special kafia.
Mm.
Tomorrow it could be another fabric on demand,
Okay.
and next year it could be, I meet you and then we are working together. And this
Wonderful.
is the whole idea, is a part of the
Mm.
connection.
So you could have something potentially when the Paris Olympics happen, and you can do so many different things at different places. Basically, what you're saying is Ponte is a community of people going to an event, and then you're building a platform around each event.
Yes, exactly.
Very interesting.
Exactly.
So I have time for two more questions. Since you were building a community, tell me, how does a community and a network help people?
Wow, this is a very good question. I can tell you, if it's okay, I would like to answer the first question. Who is the community for?
Sure.
So the community is for when we chose the name of the company, we wanted name with something meaningful between the physical and also the digital space. It helps to create high ambassador with highly orientation to the product and the community intent for people who are looking, connection and opportunities. Beside this, there are several benefits from the community members, including purchasing power, influence, as well as personal workshop in variety of fields. Think about it as a community that will be exposed to a variety of different cultures. It will leading to the discovery of opportunity and collaboration. And who know, the sky isn't the limit.
Well said. Okay. And my last question, Yusha, which is that, and this is for the many, many people who will listen to our conversation, based on your amazing journey, building mindset, building Ponte community, building so many different kinds of networks, what would you say are three lessons you would want our viewers and listeners to take away from your journey and from our conversation?
Wow, three lessons, and of course, it's it's my journey. Everybody has his own journey. The first thing, life is very dynamic. There is no room for any of us to serve somebody else's interest than our own. Should fulfill ourselves and our potential. And no matter what we choose, embrace it, and go with all your power. This is the first important lesson. Secondly, along the way, you will meet plenty of people. Listen to everybody. Choose what to take and what not to take. But respect everybody. There is no room for self, flagellation in the field of entrepreneurship. You need to become stronger and more resilient if you learn from everything. Failing, make mistake is part of the learning process. This is very important things. This is the second thing. And the last one, after you will discover what you like, find other things that will expand your heart, spend time with your family, do hobbies, do sports, do whatever makes you feel good, because this is very important to combine between inside and the head. It's very important.
Very interesting. And Shahar, on that note, on your three amazing lessons, life is very unique. Embrace what you have. Second one is listen to everybody, but choose what you think is in your best interest. Respect everyone. And the third one, so important, on work-life balance. Have time for your family, your hobbies, because these are also very, very important. On that note, thank you so much for speaking to me, telling me about mindset, about empowerment, about Ponte, and all the wonderful things that you're doing.
Thank
you
you.
for speaking to me, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much. Thanks to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the Brand Called You.